One of my most viewed videos is a story about how I hit the first prismatic trait in set 16. We playtest around 10 games each set. Hitting a prismatic trait happens 1 in 100, 200, maybe even 300. Basically, it's rare. I didn't expect to hit the trait during the playtest. It was more of a holy grail. I also didn't expect to hit it 2 playtests in a row. But I did. As I said, I'm quite a lucky guy. Enjoy. Yo, Future Send here. As you might notice in front of us, we have both Ari and Thresh instead of an opening encounter. So this is actually the set mechanic. These 2 gods appear. It is random. There are many different gods that can appear, but 2 gods appear at the opening encounter, and they will influence the game through carousel. So each carousel, you will pick the side of either god, and you'll get given a specific component because of it. And then on stage 4 neutrals, you'll receive an augment based on the god that you picked 2 out of the 3 stages. So stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4, you'll have to pick between them. And so obviously you'll have to pick a specific god 1 more time than the other one, or maybe you'll pick something 3 times and the other time 0. But you'll get a specific augment because of that. I like to do this thing during playtests now where I don't have my mic enabled and I don't have my cam enabled, mainly because during playtests I just get so lost. There is so much information to take in. We play like 10 games. I didn't even know any of the traits going into this. I was basically playing blind, so a lot of the game you might see me reading abilities or being in Team Planner. I think my first game, I must have spent at least half the game in Planner, so when that one comes out, I apologize. This is probably my 4th or 5th game. You'll notice I decide to buy Twisted Fate here. A little optimization some of the players found during the playtest was, if Twisted Fate rolls a 9, he farms 1 gold. His ability is to pick a card numbered 1 to 9, and if he rolls the 9, yeah, you farm 1 gold. Even during neutrals rounds, they might change that, but currently, the optimization we found was to field TF, and there's a further optimization where you field Fate Weather, which is his ability or his trait, and it means that he pulls 2 cards out and picks the highest numbered one. So 2 cards, 1 to 9. Yep, that's right. You can roll both 6 and 7 next to each other. Fun fact. Anyway, Golden Gamble, new augment. Gain 1 gold and flip a coin. If heads, gain a Radiant Lucky item chest. Didn't seem that good. And obviously I'm after the tubers, so gotta click trait tree here. I get both Meeple, which is one of the vertical traits, and Shepherd, which is the summon trait of the set. I was pretty happy because Meeple is a prismatic trait if you hit 10, so you need to go level 10 and have 2 spats. And then also Shepherd is the summon trait where you need 1 emblem to be able to summon the 7 Shepherd. So there are only actually 6 units, and with the spat you can reach the highest breakpoint, which is 7 Shepherd for the summon. So I thought these were 2 great emblems. Bruiser's like generically okay. I think I might reforge it later. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, I decided to carry Twisted Fate here. In hindsight, I shouldn't have sold Veigar. Probably should have played Teemo Veigar, played 3 Meeple plus 3 Shepherd. But yeah, I didn't really know at the time because I hadn't played too many games. So the gameplay here, like there are definitely mistakes that I make throughout this game. It's a bit of an unexperienced game. I've played probably double the games now, having finished the playtest. So yeah, I think I'll be able to point out some mistakes that I make. I see here that 7 Shepherd is possible with the emblem, so I put in all the units and decide I'll probably play towards that. We see Jinx, which is actually Anima unit. It's the Lost Streak trait of this set. If you ever played a previous set, Chem Baron, the Arcane set, Chem Baron was the Lost Streak trait. It's kind of similar to that. The longer your Lost Streak, the more tech you get, which is the stacks. And then obviously more stacks, more reward. You can actually cash out Anima weapons, which are able to be used by anyone. So you don't specifically have to play them on the Anima units. You can cash out and flex your board. But if you do play them on the Anima units, sometimes there is a bit of a reward. For example, like one might give you extra AD if you play it on Jinx or something like that. And you see here I actually do reforge the Bruiser emblem. Unfortunate, no Shepherd or Anima. But sniper's not too bad because Na is actually a meeple sniper. So there is a synergy there. So I can probably make like a decently strong board mid-game if I find a Na, play like 3 meeple, hit the Teemo 2, which is pretty massive, and the Lissandra, which is my 5th Shepherd, including the emblem. Yeah, my mid-game board can actually be pretty decent here. Hoping we find a Na as it completes the synergies with 3 meeple, 2 sniper. Decide not to pump and to make 10 instead, just value that econ a bit more. I wasn't too worried if I won or lost this round, to be honest. I knew after Carousel I'd probably be win streaking because if I pump, I'll get 5 Shepherd in. But I didn't want to not make the bracket here because if I am going to hit Prismatic Meeple, I have to get to level 10, which is actually quite difficult. To get to level 10 just requires so much gold. We go into a Talon 3. I think this is Build-A-Bud, but it looks like Construct a Companion. But I believe this is Build-A-Bud, where you just get a 3-star 1 cost. And surprisingly, we win. I mean, he had no items slammed, and I had 2 emblems slammed. But yeah, it is kind of shocking we win. And here we encounter the set mechanic for the first time. It says Soraka and Evelyn. This is actually just Ari and Thresh. During the playtest, it wasn't fully updated. And we see that if I click Ari, I get 6 gold. And if 5 other players pick it, I gain 1 additional gold. And then Thresh is just a random reward from a random god. So having to go level 10 if I do want to hit the Prismatic, I think that gold is better. I take a scout around, and actually during the playtest, we could see what people chose. So, well, not everyone, but you could see what most people chose. And I did see quite a lot of Ari, so decide to pick it. Needed the gold anyway. And then you'll see also Pengu offers you a little choice here. So Pengu's the god in the middle, if you noticed him. He basically replaces, you would pick the unit with the component, and he replaces that part of the carousel where he offers you units plus gold or higher cost units. Decide to take the Ezreal plus extra gold. I thought that maybe it said 2 or 1 plus gold, so I thought maybe by selecting that one I might get a little more, and I think that might replace the catch-up mechanic. I think if you're lower place, you actually do get more gold. My main concern when I heard that they were taking away carousel, and it's something I asked the set lead, was like, what about carousel being a comeback mechanic? Obviously the player in lowest HP gets to pick first, and his response was that actually, yeah, they have the levers to be able to change what Pengu offers the player in last place, so he might give them a higher cost champion or might give them a 2-star 1 cost, and I think that is the case. And then also during neutrals, there's a comeback mechanic in place. So if you are 7th or 8th, you will get more reforges or item component anvils rather than just straight components. So there is a comeback mechanic in place. My follow-up question to that was, what about the guys in 5th and 6th then? Maybe open fording might come back, was one of my concerns, because maybe it feels bad to be middle of the pack. But yeah, there are levers to change it, and I have faith that I'm sure they'll be able to balance it so open fording's not a thing, because I hate open fording metas, to be honest. But I actually do end up testing that in other games, and you'll see that there's a bit of a strategy, not specifically open fording, but the time breaker trait gives you rerolls on loss, similar to Bard from last set. So there is like kind of a lose streak option there, but it isn't open fording, which is quite nice. And obviously Anima, the lost streak trait, exists. As I said, I spent a lot of time in plan in this game. Not even the most out of any of the games, but I ended up building a board here that revolves around the Shepherd units and Jin, the 5-cost sniper. Want to field this board, but obviously I want to get to level 10 for 10 meeple if I find another emblem. But you need to find something that stabilizes. You can't just pump 10. It doesn't really work like that. So make the board, read the traits. And I think, yeah, I add the Gnar for the sniper because I realize he's a meeple sniper. So with these units, I actually activate everything. 3 meeple sniper and 7 shepherd. We get Zoe, Ornn, and Victor, all 3-cost units. decide I'll also make 50 here. I'm actually super rich. So I pump up for Gnar, which gives me 3 Meeple and Sniper here. And I, like, looking at this board and all the traits, I was like pretty sure I wouldn't lose a round. So yeah, I decided to pump 6 and get the Gnar in so that I could keep the win streak going. The summon in the front's actually a tank. So at first it starts as like a little I don't know what it is, a little animal at 3 Shepherd, and then on 5 we actually upgrade. Here I tag, unfortunately during the playtest, some people's PCs crashed, so here I tag an AFK guy. Good tag for me, but I probably would have beaten anyone anyway. So maybe the pump was unnecessary, but yeah, we did pump the level nonetheless. And then we get to see Augment round coming up here. I'm just reading the emblems because like this set, the emblems are actually quite strong. They have some of them have effects to them, and they also give a lot of stats. Here I see Tiny Titans, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I am gonna get to level 10, this is the augment I need. Like 30 extra HP. In my head, I was like, isn't like Metabolic or the current one 25 or something? 30 just seemed like a lot. I don't know if it's actually still 30 like this set, but yeah, Tiny Titans seemed super good here. 126 HP. A ridiculous amount of HP, so I decided to click it just in case the option of an emblem comes up later. Then I would regret not clicking it. There are actually gods that heal you as well. So Soraka, I think, can offer you the choice of 8 health in the stage 2 carousel, or maybe the stage 3 carousel. So this with Tiny Titans, I mean, you might have a game where you have like 138 HP or something. So something to look forward to. Maybe stage 8 might be hit this set. Also, I saw the Nami here to make 3 Space Groove and get Replicator in, which is pretty big. Full cost on a level 6 shop, 5% odds. 5 Shepherd on the board, 3 Space Group, 2 Replicator. The Space Group giving my Nami attack speed and my frontline HP, and then Shepherd giving the summon, Replicator basically being the mage trait where Nami costs twice because of it. Level for Gnar, get the Meeple Sniper in. Meeple gives like potential. So 3 Meeple will give you 2 potential, I believe. And that will just buff the Meeple unit's abilities. So Nami with the emblem gets mana gen based on how much potential she has. And yeah, the units without emblems just have a stronger ability. So kind of like Battle Academia from a previous set with the 3-cost reroll Jace and Caitlyn. Meeple also has a 7-point break, 7 Meeple breakpoint, where your bench gets a illuminating slot, and if you put a champion on that slot each turn, it will duplicate the champion or store a charge. It needs the same charges as cost of champion to duplicate it. For example, it takes 4 turns to duplicate a 4 cost, or 3 turns to duplicate a 3 cost. Set mechanic coming in again. This time the stage 3 one. I've already chosen Ahri once, so if I pick Ahri again here, I will get whatever her augment is. I'm not exactly sure what her augment is, but I actually see a random prize, and obviously I'm trying to play 10 Meeple, so in my head, maybe I have to click the mystery loot here, because what if the mystery loot's a spatula? So take the gamble. I don't even know if it's in the loot pool, to be honest with you. And then we choose our champion. I see 2+ gold, so I just click the Teemo, hoping that I'll get more than 2, but I think I do just get 2. And then yeah, take the random loop and hope it's something. Yeah, hope it's a spatula for 10 Meeple. This section takes like a bit of time. You actually have a lot of time to choose here. So we pick it up, and it's 5 free rerolls. Nothing crazy. I mean, it's 10 gold value, so technically it's more than the other option, but it is stored in rerolls. And then I started looking at Space Groove. So Space Groove has breakpoints 1, 3, 5, 7, and 10, 10 being the Prismatic. And one space groove means that any space groove unit can enter the groove. And what the groove is the attack speed and HP buff that I was talking about earlier. So you get 36% attack speed and 2.1% HP regen. At 3, all Groovians start combat in the groove. Nami, Nasus, and Teemo here. And then actually at 5, I saw that you get AP and AD every second in the groove. So I thought maybe I'd try and play towards 5 here if possible, because Samira is actually a sniper space groove unit, and I have the sniper emblem. Yeah, so I thought maybe that would be strongest board, so I keep my eye out for a Samira. And also it looks like I'm kind of losing rounds now. I lost pretty hard to AKA Wonder here. Lost quite a lot of HP. And I didn't really see any way of my board getting stronger, because 5 Shepherd's going to be my breakpoint until I find Sona and the 4-cost Shepherd, LeBlanc. So unless I roll on 8, but that also kills my odds of getting to 10 for 10 Meeple. So I thought maybe Space Groove would be the way to stabilize my board. Just keep an eye out for it. Decide to look at what people chose. And since we're all content creators, a lot of people just love to click random loot. Like, I mean, honestly, in general, TFT, I'm pretty sure people love to click random loot anyway. But especially during this playtest, whenever Thresh appeared, lots of people were clicking Thresh. Here I see this guy's actually playing Samira. And he has the 5 cost on his board, Shen. Shen spawns in like a little sword. And the units in the hexes surrounding the sword get attack speed and a max HP shield. So he's kind of like just a nice splash unit onto your board. And he's a Bastion. So if you ever make 2 Bastion out of it, you get the armor MMR. And you get that sword giving you attack speed and a max HP shield. So seems like a pretty strong unit to splashing onto any board if you do hit him, or at least any board that plays 1 Bastion. I think out of the 5 costs, my favorite one that I saw was Bard, who is the Meeple 5 cost, so we'll get to see him this game. His ability throws out a UFO. The UFO stays over 1 unit and just keeps doing damage, similar to like T-Hex in the current set, where his ability just keeps going until he has 0 mana. And the nice thing about Bard actually is if he kills the unit, there is a 30% chance to create a copy of the unit. So you actually start generating quite a lot of gold with the 7 Meeple trait and Bard, because you copy units on your bench and then you also copy units. Get the Reforger, Reforge the Sniper emblem, and miss. Unfortunately, Nova's kind of like the Divini core, like the Heavenly. It's like the splash trait which affects your whole team. For example, if you put Akali, who's a Nova Marauder, Marauder being like the fighter trait, giving you Omnivamp, you gain precision on everyone. And this set, precision is spell crit. So having 2 Nova, one of the Novas being Akali, actually means after 6 seconds, your entire board can spell crit, which seems like a very strong interaction. Here, instantly click the Earth, reroll, just in case. But yeah, we get the Earth here, which is a sign we're going 10. We need to go 10, and I held all the Meeple units specifically for this. Sell the Alawi. Or do I sell the Alawi? Or I consider keeping it. But yeah, put the Meeples in, as many Meeples as possible. We sell the Alawi. Got 7 Meeple in. Nice. Replicator in for the Nami. 3 Shepherd in as well. Not bad. Honestly, the traits look super nice. We're using all of the emblems. And as you'll see, the board, or my bench, now has a hex that is illuminating. My idea was just use this hex to generate as much gold as possible, because if this Prismatic trait's any good, I'm just going to instantly win the game as soon as I hit level 10 with these 2 emblems. And put the TG, just slam items, slam as many items as possible. I kind of realized that everyone's rolled or has 2-star full cost. So for example, this guy has Nami 2 on his bench. So I was a little worried here that like maybe I wouldn't get to 10. But I had so much health from Tiny Titan that even if I lose this stage and up to like the stage 5 carousel, although I guess it's not carousel anymore, which is actually kind of an interesting point because the set mechanic, as you can see, happens on stage 4. So you might wonder, what is stage 5 carousel like? And actually now there is no stage 5 carousel, but you get the choice after the carousel, or would have happened, of 16 gold, 3 full items, like 3 different full items. You don't get to keep all of them, or an item anvil, which is quite nice, to be honest, because you get a lot more choice. And if you are like kind of unlucky on your choices, you can always pick the item anvil and find something, I'm sure. So I thought that was like a really nice change, honestly, because the top 2 players normally do get like really bad choices on the later carousels. And yeah, it is kind of like a comeback mechanic for the lower health players, but you do get punished quite hard sometimes, or like if there's a spat that you have to take that doesn't even fit your comp or something like that. Yeah, so here just reading all the meeple units so that I can build a board around it. These are all the 8 meeple units, and you can see there's Bait Weather, there's Replicator, Bastion, Rogue. Rogue is the assassin trait this set. It's basically an inbuilt Edge of Night. So if a rogue unit drops below a certain amount of HP, they force the unit attacking them to retarget to the nearest tank, which is quite nice. But yeah, they don't really assassinate that much. Like, they don't jump to backline or anything, as far as I'm aware. I think Talon jumps to the lowest percent HP unit within 3 hexes. So you can kind of like play around it. Not sure if you can play around all of them, because I didn't play too many assassins. I played 3-star Fizz, who seemed really strong, honestly. But yeah, he did seem like he had a bit of counterplay. Although I might regret saying that. Like, maybe he's going to come out and be Omega broken, but we'll see. Yeah, so we just make the board as strong as possible in my eyes. Get Voyager in, which gives you damage, amp, and a max HP shield, more on the Voyagers. And then just slam all my items here. I don't have the necessary component, you'll notice, for my emblem, because I didn't get offered it after the carousel. And that would be a problem normally at this point. In a normal game at TFT at this point, I would be a bit worried here, because like I might miss it on the component anvil during neutral or something like that. But the set mechanic, I guess I'll spoil it now, is there is an armory that happens on 4-7. And I knew this at this point, so I knew no matter what, if I spend enough gold, I can guarantee the component I want. I don't know if the armory can carry spats or anything like that. I never saw one during the playtest, but I know that I can force a specific component that I want. So I didn't feel too worried here. Knew that I was going to be able to get the last component, the chain for the meeple emblem, and then just play strongest board and try and conserve HP while making econ brackets. Thought about duping the Nami, like 2-star Nami will probably save my HP. So I put the Nami on the Hex. Oh, I could always do like 2 costs and sell them, or 1 cost or sell them. But I thought that the HP was probably more valuable. So I leave Nami on the Hex here. Make Nami 2. Yeah, here you'll see I get the chain, belt, and bow. I considered rolling, because instead of one of the components, you can get 12 gold, right? So I considered rolling for a chain and more gold so that I could guarantee 10. But I was pretty sure I was guaranteed 10 anyway from this spot. And like, I get the chain. Like, what if I miss the chain in the future? So I just decided to take it. It was probably my best option. Put the LeBlanc in, 3 Shepherd. Put the Nash's Tooth in. Now all I need to do is find both Corki and Bard and go level 10. I've got the 5 rerolls from earlier, so I wasn't too worried. Corki's a 4-cost champion, Bard being the 5-cost. The odds I find it on 10 are pretty high. I mean, not many people seem like they were playing the comp. Pick up the XP here because that is the augment that I got. It's the Ari, so I check it here. Ari Blessing, your team gains 2% AD and AP per level. And then every round I also get 2 XP. That 2 XP looks real nice to get to level 10. 52 HP. I can take 17 around and still have 1 HP by the end of it. So it's not terrible. I see these guys do look strong though. Zaya being a full cost sniper, which is who he's carrying on the other side. And it does seem like it is doing decent work into my team. Only Nami too for me. And honestly, the Nami doesn't seem that good without vertical space groove. I've played her before as a carry. And I think she kind of needs that vertical. Like that AP per second, that AD per second. She doesn't seem very strong without it. And I mean, also I have the Shepherd emblem on her. But she does have infinite mana regen from the 8 meeple. Duplicate Nah. And then also I have this 1-star Nah and the 2-star Nah. I'm thinking maybe I'm selling the Nah here. Yeah, I do sell the Nah and I put the 1 cost onto dupe. Because actually, I might decide to pump next turn is what I was thinking. With the extra XP that I'm getting now, I probably do have enough gold if I pump next turn. And also, I just wouldn't like that to go down to like 1 HP. Just because I'm worried about the Prismatic trait. It's a playtest. I might need that 1 extra life. It might not automatically win. So the earlier I can hit it, the better. And the more HP I can save. You can see here, yeah, people are super strong. I'm just taking a lot of damage here. 21 HP. Could sack 1 more. But I see the bard in shop. I get a gold from printing with the meeple. So you print the unit and you get some gold. Find the Corki in 1 roll. Good RNG. And we get 10 meeple in. The Prismatic trait. Summon the 4 meeple dudes. Look at these guys, man. 4-star 4 meeples. They're huge. They look like they don't do anything. But trust me, they do. We get the extra potential to buff our meeple units as well here. So you'll see these guys. Unfortunate for Doki. Insta-tag into me. And they just do damage. They like jump up and down. They CC. They run across the board. They heal. It's good damage. It's nothing crazy. Like it is maybe losable to a good board. But yeah, I mean, they do a lot. You can see the damage charts here. You add up the 4 guys. It's like 12k damage or something like that. And they're super tanky. Gives me time to be able to upgrade my board since I'm level 10. Getting gold every turn now as well. Which is hella nice. Just get to use my rerolls. And I think I actually greed here for econ. Because I thought, oh no, maybe I roll. I'm not, yeah, I roll, okay. Because there is always the chance that I could hit a 3-star 5 cost or something. We 2-star the Bard, and I'm so lost right now, I don't even move items to Bard yet. Like, this guy is like the gold generator, the 5 cost trait of the 5 cost unit of the trait. I don't even move unit items to him yet. I'm just shocked that I hit the Prismatic trait at this point. Like, everyone at the playtest is gathered round my PC. No one else had hit a Prismatic trait at this point. And they were just watching the trait. Matt, the set lead, was behind me as well. And he said this one was a very cool one to hit. I mean, these guys are hilarious. Yeah, so I was a bit lost here. But I do get the print going. You'll see that the Fiora is on 2 stacks. She's a 5 cost, so I just decided to stack up in case I can hit like Bard 3 or something like that. Self-Asona, she is Shepherd, so I get the 3 Shepherd in. And she's also got her own unique trait, Commander. So you'll see I got the mod Fabricate here, and you get a new mod, I think every 2 or 3 turns. I put Fabricate on Sona, and what it does is when this combat starts, she'll actually make an item that fits her role. Yep, my items should definitely be on Bard. The mod should definitely be on Bard. But yeah, here we go. Soda starts throwing rocks at the enemy, and then after 5 casts, she actually picks up a massive rocks, I believe, that hits more enemies. So a bit of a ramping caster. But you'll see here that the fight is kind of close. Like, his Milio somehow did 25,000 damage, and he also tanked like 30k over 2 units. So I was a bit worried at this point, and thankful that I had gotten the 21 HP. I mean, it's also probably close because, yeah, as I mentioned twice, I'm not really itemizing the main carry. And there we go. Put the items on Bard finally. And this guy is kind of a beast. He summons the Flying Saucer. He doesn't really like Shojin because, as I said, he's similar to the T-Hex of this set, where you'll see he summons the Saucer, stops auto-attacking, and then his mana just drains. So Bard definitely doesn't like Shojin. He's probably a blue buff adaptive kind of guy. But yeah, it was what I had, and I wasn't really concentrating on the ability at the time. Start rolling here. We have 4 Ramesses. We've got 5 Ramesses. We've got 3 Corkis, 2 Sonas, and I've got that duplicator mechanic from Shepherd. So we find our 6th Ramess. Technically 2 off here. So there is that out. If things go downhill, I'll be able to do that. We tag another guy level 10 with a lot of legendaries on his board. It's the guy who started the game with Talon. I think once he itemized the Talon, it actually managed to take him just straight to 10. Looks kind of strong, but yeah, I mean, I have a prismatic trait, and these meep dudes are going crazy. They're so cute, honestly. I'm such a big fan of this prismatic trait. I think it probably does need to get buffed a little. For a prismatic trait, it's not really an insta-win. It's kind of like 10 Yordle. Like, you get the HP boosts as well and things like that. I think it's kind of like 10 Yordle. And I've seen 10 Yordle lose before, to be fair, so maybe it is good that like a strong board can beat it. Just find all the upgrades here. 1 more Rammus. We are exactly 1 off with the dupe, so I've stored the dupe here on the bench and just decide I wait. And you might notice, yep, that's right, that's a dragon on the enemy board. So a little fun interaction Bard has, and I don't know if it's a bug or we were told it wasn't a bug and it's on purpose, but the dragon is just a little too strong right now. But this Bard, since he has a chance to kidnap units, like a 20-30% chance, that's right. In the right circumstance, if you get lucky, you can actually steal the dragon. Yep. So this guy's Bard stole the dragon off neutrals. But thankfully I found Rammus 3. Otherwise, it's probably cooked. I mean, look at this dragon's damage. 11,000 damage. Insane. So found the Rammus 3. I just need to survive next turn. And thankfully there is another person alive. So it's not the end of the road just yet for me, even though that dragon is looming overhead. I think they either might remove the interaction or they'll just nerf the dragon, because yeah, the dragon is a bit crazy right now. Exalted Adventure, also you might notice on my enemy board, a really fun reroll prismatic from previous sets where you're given 3 2-cost champions, and if you 3-star 2 of them, you get a good reward. So looks like Milio was one of this guy's units, and honestly, Milio kind of pumps. Yeah, so we got the Rammus 3 here from the dupe. You get the Rammus and you get a bit of gold extra. It does seem like a lot of gold too. At first I thought it was only the unit that got duped, but yeah, it seems like you get a lot of gold too. Get the mod on, Rammus 3 on the board, and I think I backline everything, right? I solo frontline the Rammus just so he can take aggro. Because honestly, the fact we lost to the dragon, I was kind of scared. Like, if we tag that dragon again and he just one-shots me somehow. Yeah, so I had the Rammus in the way just so all my damage dealers wouldn't die. I also had experience of Rammus 3 before, and I had nearly beaten it. Because he does a lot of damage, but if you get wrapped or something, he's not enough on his own sometimes. Yeah, but with a prismatic trait, yeah, I mean, this guy just stood no chance. Beat Balotelli. I think my Ghost. Oh no, he played Balotelli's Ghost as well, so he gets to survive this round. And then we tag him twice more, once stage 6 and also 7-1. I will let you enjoy the rest of it. Thank you very much for supporting me and watching the content. I really appreciate you all. I'm hoping to have as good as a set as last. I mean, last set was probably the best set I've ever had. The support from you all has been amazing. So yeah, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone. The growth has been insane, and like being able to do what I love, which is like content creation, providing entertainment for you guys and playing TFT for longer because of it. It's just awesome. So yeah, thank you so much everyone, and enjoy the rest.
To the death.
Everyone, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. You guys are the goats if you made it this far. Thank